Gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Clean Truth. I'm Dawson Holt.
And I'm Ben Jones, and today we have two very special guests near and dear to our hearts. We've got Phillip, Brumme, and Esteban Tremblay. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
All right, so we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. As you guys know, we are just bros. So we're going to be hanging out. We got a bunch of questions sent in from you guys, so we're going to go over a lot of your questions. We'll recap the Diamond Nationals weekend that we had last weekend. We'll talk about maybe some shout-outs, some people that we love to watch in this current generation. But before we go into all of that, let's just get a quick little rundown of you guys' weekend. So Esteban, I'll kick it to you. How'd you feel over the Diamond Nationals weekend, man?
Pretty good weekend overall. Started Friday with Sync. Me and Ben got the dub in Sync Weapon. So always starting off strong, doing Sync. That's always fun. And then going into individuals, I would say I had a kind of like a rough start in weapons. I had like a weird drop that I couldn't really see my comma in the first division. Ended up going into a drop. And then the second division, I don't know what happened. I just like decided to throw my comma to the ground, I guess. It was so weird because I caught my last release and I was like about to finish, just doing like the final spin to go into the ending, and I just like went away. So yeah, that was kind of weird. And then not gonna lie, the mental was kind of like taking a hit at that point because it's like normally when I drop, it's like I know what happened, right? It's like, oh, okay, I could have done that better, or I could have like paid more attention about like that little detail that made me like that's the reason why I dropped. And then like after those two releases, I oh my gosh, it's like I don't see like besides not feeling so good, why did I drop? Like and then shout out to my teammate Kemp Dawson for being there and just like being a really good supporter right before going into a creative non-bladed, because like from him I got back into that mode that you need to be before competing, and I was able to perform at the level that I usually perform. So shout out to him. And then like I just said, like creative was pretty good for me. So I had I would say one of the best form I ever hit this season. I felt really good doing that form. And then took second in musical. Then for forms went pretty well. I mean, won all the divisions for forms, creative, musical. So that was pretty sweet. Then we keep up the rest of the weekend with trad, and then I did a little comeback in trad weapons with a new pattern and new form, bringing new concepts to trad weapons, stuff that I like a little bit more, performing with my bow. So that was cool. Went in like the middle of the division, so it's a little bit harder for me to like place well, I say. But in general, I still got like an 8 and a 9, so I'm not gonna complain. And also, I did a debut in Japanese, so that was fun. I was talking to some people after the weekend. It's like it's fun to do something new, just something new, right? Well, technically, I've done Japanese back in like 2017, but it's not the same thing. Like I haven't done it recently. So going into a division with something new was just a lot of fun. So that was cool. And then the finals. I think we're probably going to go more in detail over the finals later today. So I'm not going to say much, but it's just like all the performances that we did on stage were crazy. So.
Yeah, you already know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good rundown. Yeah, the Japanese was fire. See, yeah. People want to see. Leandro wants to see it, bro.
I think my video is for Karate. I think it got uploaded. So
okay, check Sport Karate Zone. Gabrielle said it, so
legit.
I would approve as well. So nice work, sir. All right, Phillip, how about you?
So, I mean, the weekend was pretty solid for me. I started off with extreme weapons and I stomped my form and I got like second or something, and then I did creative bladed, which for points like for the year I already have that division like kind of locked up. So I was like, okay, let's just try a bunch of stuff that I haven't been able to hit in a form yet. So I tried, well, I caught actually this tornado kick move where like I toss under my leg and I spin and I trap it. I caught that for the first time in a form. And then I thought the judges already had thought I messed up, thought I had messed up. So then in my second section, like I did the roll and then I did like I don't know, none of them have names, but a really hard toss. And then again, I thought I'd messed up. So I did a triple spin at the end too. And then when I watched that form back, I was like, wow, that form's really hard. Well, like I said, I had some bobbles. I got second. It was still pretty fire. I got a 9. I was happy. Then I won musical weapons, which was freaking lit because that was my last weapons division of the day. So I was like really, because I so badly wanted to be in the finals for weapons. So I was like, and I told Dawson literally right before we got scores, I was like, bro, I want this so bad. And so that was pretty hype. I won that division, and then forms. I don't know. I went out there. I did my thing. I did some really, really solid forms. Placements, I don't know, but I know I did some really good forms. So by the end of the night, though, I was gassed. I think I put the most into any set of divisions. Like, that's the most I've ever exerted myself. Because at the end, when I finished extreme forms, which was my last division of the night, my legs literally, like, I tried to finish on my knee, like slap the ground, like that, and I was falling over. So yeah, and then I actually didn't do any trad this weekend because I really wanted to focus on my CMX stuff. But yeah, and then of course we're gonna get into the finals and everything later. But that's kind of my set of divisions for the weekend.
Oh man,
That's good. Yeah, I don't know how you got, or both of you guys are able to gas it in extreme and musical forms. Like it's like by the time I finished weapons, and then like it's my body is just done. So that's why I'll still do creative forms because I don't have to trick as hard, right? It's just I just have to worry about the creative rules and still kick. But yeah, this tournament, I'd say the preparation was looking back or reflecting back, the preparation was pretty cool just because I had been adjusting to my schedule for this fall because I started my senior year this fall. And so I have new classes, new times. So just been adjusting to that and, figuring out the times for me to train, in the gym and in the karate school. And like what I've been training for the diamonds, that's probably the hardest form that I've ever done. So there's a lot of preparation in that, trying to get everything down. And I poked a few holes in the mat, so I had to calm down a little bit and try to figure out another place to train because I poked so many holes. So I had to figure that out. But it was intense, man. It was really intense. So for the tournament, started off with sync, tried something a little bit new in the form. Felt really good, but I still think there's some stuff that we can get better. Congrats to Joe and Colin. They definitely killed it. That looks like one of their better forms, I would say, this year. But yeah, congrats to them for them making it to the night show and being successful. And then so after sync, we got a little bit of a break, and then we started in the afternoon with weapons first, as always. First division, man, I dropped, and yeah, the lights were on. And like, I hate to make excuses and like say that I lost my weapon in the light, but I genuinely did. And I was like, oh man, it's like I don't want to complain, but I have to be able to adjust. So I was like, all right, that's fine. Just move on. Next division. So creative weapons is next. I end up hitting my form on that division. Ended up taking first in that. Felt pretty good. Creative form's a little bit different than my extreme and musical. So yeah, I felt really good about that. And then we move on to musical. After that, after I won creative, it kind of took some pressure off of me, but I really wanted to win either musical or extreme because I want to be able to trick for the finals because that was my plan. I was like, I want to be able to trick just because I had some new stuff ready, that I've been training this whole time. So musical was a little bit hard. It wasn't my best form, but I brought up new music. which felt great.
It
But
was fire.
yeah, thank you. It wasn't my best form, but yeah, it is what it is. So, and after that, I just finished off the night with creative form. So pretty good. Took second in that, which I was proud of. But yeah, after that, next day, trad, did traditional weapons. Only did that. Um, I felt really good for traditional weapons. That I've also been uh, preparing pretty hard, and so I made a few little minor adjustments for that. Just trying to solidify everything, trying to polish, the form up, having that ready for the night show, having to go against Jake Presley, who, I mean, shout out to him. He just won what 5 diamond rings.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his 5th diamond ring. That's history right there. So that says a lot. That says something, right? So he's definitely one of the, you got to be in that conversation for one of the best traditional bow competitors
Ever.
right? So yeah, congrats to him. After that, I heard that we were supposed to run off, so I made that decision last second to like not do Korean. But I did bring I had my gi ready. I was gonna do it, but I made that decision that I was like, man, I'm gonna have to run off. So I wanted to save my energy and go all in for the runoff for trad. Um, and try to compete against Jake, but we ended up not doing it. So I was like, oh, great. So, but hey, the Korean division was it was pretty entertaining to watch. There was man, it was stacked, and I just recently heard from you, Ben, and Jeff as well, that there was a guy in there who had his father passed away recently, which that's pretty deep, and I didn't know there was something like when he was going, he had a whole crew behind him just supporting him, and it was pretty cool to watch. But I had no idea what was going on. I just know like, well, this has got to be something special that's happening, behind the scenes. But I found out about that recently, and I was like, wow, like that's incredible. And he gassed it too. Like, congrats to that guy for going out there and just killing it. Dedicating his time and his energy into that form. And yeah, that's awesome to see. And yeah, after that, the night show, which like, you guys said, we'll talk more about that. But yeah, that was a pretty good summary of what happened during the day or before the night show for me. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Wyatt Bostrom was the man. He was the man, and like
Okay.
I said, you could tell like something was very special about the performance. And I was not aware of anything that had happened until after. So yeah, me and Jeff had talked about it on their show Monday night as well. But big shout out to him. That takes a lot of strength to get out there, like to come to a tournament the day after something like that happens. That's really rough. So yeah, big ups to him, man. Shout out to Wyatt.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So my weekend was cool. It's a cool event now because being in Wisconsin. So, I drove up Thursday, nice and easy drive. It's a very pretty drive too, actually. The scenery is very nice. But got in, about midday Thursday, taught a few lessons, did like 4 hours or so of lessons. Got together with Dawson and Esteban, did a little late night Thursday night training sesh. It was fun.
Mhm.
Friday we got right to it. I had demo practice 8 a.m. in the morning Friday with my little squad. Shout out Infinity. Whoop, whoop. So we were doing the demo there, first time at Diamonds, and super proud of them. They went out there and went for it. So we're gonna keep climbing, get back to the drawing board, stay consistent. But that's a fun kind of fun hat to put on, be the coach, especially now with a full demo team and stuff, not just a couple students here and there. So that's always fun. But demo division was awesome. I had my team in there with Infinity Team competing, but a bunch of other great demo teams, which we'll talk about some more of them later as well. But yeah, then going right into sync, I felt great with the guys over here. So me and Dawson, like he said, kind of went out, did some new stuff, tried out a couple things, and feel like overall went well. And I'm excited to, like he said, just kind of keep chipping away at the little things that we can do better for sure. Felt really great with Esteban as always. He was kind of getting a little faster than me though. I was like, "Hey man, calm down." I gotta keep up, bro. It was good. It was good. We liked it. So
It's always entertaining watching you guys practice before, the division. That's something to watch.
Thank you. Yeah, so they had a little bit of downtime after sync before individuals, but once we got the ball rolling with the individuals, man, I felt like we were all doing our thing. Some ups and downs from each of us in different divisions, but holding it down for the men. So I went in and actually I won Extreme Weapons, which was our first division, which is always like the best way to start a Friday night. Is win the first division because you're in.
Yeah.
So taking that first one is such a good feeling. And then I also felt like I could just go full out, full hard, full speed, all the throws and everything in the next couple of divisions because I know I've already got that one win in. Sometimes you go too fast, too hard, and things happen. So I had a drop in one of the divisions, and then hit a pretty good form and creative as well. But yeah, so Friday night divisions were pretty cool. I got to jump around, watch some of the fighting, and then watch you guys finish out forms as well. Who knows? Maybe Ben Jones photography is coming up soon, or Ben Jones videography is coming up. So I bought a camera before the tournament and had some fun just taking pictures and videos of all the guys. And I just got around and kind of got some random people too, which was fun. So that was Friday. It was a good time. Had a little forms team meeting. Friday night was awesome. Saturday morning, we actually didn't have to compete because the adults competed later, but that's right. Hey, Dalton better watch out.
About right. Hey, shout out to Dalton, man. He's killing the game right now in videography.
Yeah, he's the man.
100%.
But so we went down to support Avery with her division, with her being the only teammate junior that we have. So she rocked trad weapons, killed it, and at least for forms and weapons. And then Saturday, trad went really well for us. I felt good. I added in some more things with my bow form as well. Did a couple of new little things, nothing crazy. I didn't redo my whole form, but had a couple things that felt pretty good. Ended up taking second to that. That division was cool because we had Reed jumping in, so we had a little Presley sandwich. So Reed kicked the division off, Jake finished the division. So that was good to see. And then to have JPM back in the top 4 for trad weapons was nice. So. And then Korean forms went well, as we already talked about. Wyatt's performance was really cool, really special. Jeff, as always, had a great form, so he came top. Felt good about my good old Chung Moo as well. But it's Chung Moo. Did Jeff, but it was fun. It went well. I always just enjoy jumping into the Korean division, so it's a good time. And then night show, and we've everybody said it, but night show was special. So we'll get into that a little bit more, kind of moving forward. But I wanted to give a few shout outs, and I'll kind of kick it off, and then we'll just send it around and just shout out some people that, are really killing it in the sport. I wanted to shout out some of the media coverage. So obviously Grant Photos was taking some great pictures. Sarah Brodnick Photography, who is one of my fellow coaches, team admin, team mom, basically, for Infiniteam. So she got a bunch of great shots. Lindsay Little, as always killing it. Dalton was getting around, getting all the videos, man. And then Shannon Marie Photography as well. So a lot of great media coverage. I know Josiah got some pretty good stuff of us as well. So the sport is very well covered, and then obviously with Sport Karate Zone taking videos all weekend, getting those up and published already. So a lot of great stuff. So on the media side, shout out to all of you guys that are covering it. It gives us content to share, and it gets the people that aren't there an opportunity to get a glimpse into the event. So very, very important. So Phillip, who are we going to shout out for you?
I mean, I think I got to start with my cousin Thomas. He killed it in his runoffs. I mean, he took 9s and 2 runoffs against the 13-year-olds. He's only 9 still, which is pretty lit. And then got to just take it up from there, I guess. We got to shout out, Parker and Caleb, new additions to CE. They killed it in demo practice and demo and their individuals. My student Reed Plord, last junior tournament, I'm pretty sure, and he did a really great job. Or not junior, sorry, last 13 under. like youth.
Oh,
Then you look so scared. You're like, no. Last 13 and under tournament, I think, got to win in Korean forms, and I think won that world title. Michael Molina was just on something this weekend, every single form. Esteban, I saw that smirk, bro. You were going crazy for his form on stage. It was so sick. And just like, I thought of this right before we started the show. Just like, shout out all of our moms, like my mom, Ben's mom, Dawson's mom, Esteban's mom, like all of them. They're so supportive, and none of us would be here without them. So, shout out the moms, bro.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Going back to the crew, Diamond Nationals crew is just shout out for allowing us to use our music on stage.
Yes.
I don't want to get back in topic because a lot of people have talked about it already, and like we know the struggle right now in the circuit and all the things related to the music. But I still want to put it out there because it's just. And we're going to go back into it in a second when we're going to talk about the finals. But I think it wouldn't have the same vibe and the same energy for a men's weapon finals with other music than the one that we used throughout the finals, you know?
For sure.
So it's just like using our music just made that night show so good. So shout out to the crew for allowing us to do that, and we still got some media coverage even though we use our own stuff, so that was pretty good. In general, there's a couple of good competitors. I want to shout out some of my students. James Potter, he did great this weekend. In the color belts, I have Ben Hood, who did like awesome. So I was there, and because we start later on Saturday, I was able to go to the color belts room and go and watching out, so that was pretty cool. Shout out to C again for team demo. I was there in the practice, sticking out with everybody. It was pretty good to see them practice and then go kill it on stage. So that was fun. Shout out for Infinity for winning demo for, so is it decade?
So that was her 17th win.
17. Okay, so it's even more than I thought. So that's crazy. That's unbelievable. But yeah, shout out to them.
All right.
Nice, Dawson.
Yeah, you guys have already shout out people that I was already thinking of. Like I think overall, just the demo division, man. Like Infiniteam going out there, going first, right? Ben, that's your team. They're going out there, they're killing it. CE, they're killing it as well. With the whole mask Halloween theme. Cool. All right, something new. But yeah, the two new kids, Parker and Caleb, man, those kids are doing dubs. And how old are they?
Like 12.
Younger than 13.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So yeah, the amount of talent and athleticism in the sport already, it's like that's it right there. It's the future. I mean, same with Thomas, Frankie, like all those guys, James, like man, it is really cool to see that. And of course Infinity, man, like that was a killer demo. That was probably one of the best demos performances that I've seen with that group of guys up there by far. It was incredible to watch that. And they're using that music that was like OG Infinity music right there. Like I remember when that was like they were using that in like 2015. Like that's probably one of my favorite ones. If not, I'd have to say like that's one of my favorites. It's that and the Lone Ranger. Those are like the best songs that those are my personal favorite songs that they've used. But yeah, that was pretty cool to see, especially in the night show when they did it. All the lights was flashing green. It just looked killer. I was like, now that is how we're starting a night show tonight, man. Like that was really cool. Men's division, like I don't want to talk about myself, but like watching everyone go out and kill it. Like you got guys on AK like Jeremiah, Tidwell. You have Christos jumping in there as well. Colin looked really good in forms. Weapons too. Joe as well. Solif competed, right? I didn't see
Yep.
him, unfortunately. Yeah, he was in there too, of course. He's been coming back, throwing out some crazy forms, like musical forms, like so outside of the box. It's really cool to see that. Like Brennan Green, like there's a list of guys that are just like leveling up, and you can see like how bad they want, to win. And it's like, well, shoot, like your guys are giving us a run for our money, but it's like I can't just. It's hard to not shout them out, for how,
Yep.
it's like you could tell that you could tell that they won it. You could tell. Shoot, who else? Who else did I see? I mean, I just want to give a big shout out to the whole NASCAR organization, for letting us use music. Larry Carnahan, for giving us another year to compete at the Diamond Nationals. Reed Presley making it into the Hall of Fame. That's a big
Oh
deal.
yeah.
Right, because Jackson made it last year, I believe, and now Reed this year. Like that's pretty cool to see that, and Reed's doing a killer job just emceeing for the night show. Like, with John Worley, like the guy, like just dude, like when he starts off with that intro, like "Welcome to the Diamond Nationals or National Karate Championships," man, I get goosebumps. Yeah, right. It's like ever since I've been going to that tournament, man, it's like he always starts off with that, and then the lights turn on, crowd goes nuts. It's like, oh man, that's so cool. And then shout out to the judges, as well for putting in the time, like Terry Creamer, Dennis Brown. Like there's such a long list of guys that are still showing up and, putting in their time and energy to do this all day. Like there was Dennis, who was in there with us, Marty Eubanks with another, Will Cornell. They were there with us from start to finish all night Friday, and we were the last division of the whole night to finish, and they were still there putting in their energy. And it's just like, man, you guys are incredible for that. Who else? So shout out to our teammates for supporting us. Like Cam. When Cam's like, ringside, like you like you can hear him when you're doing your form, and it just even, Coach Damon Gilbert, like when you hear them supporting us, or for myself, like it just gives you superpowers, man. Like just it just brings you to a different level. So yeah, and our teammates, aside from supporting us, but also killing it in the ring as well, like Enrique. Looking solid. Katarina, team fights, all of them. Alex, like, did a great job this weekend. Oh yeah, it was hype. It was absolutely hype. So yeah, shout out to all the fighters. For the form side, Avery going in there, going in the night show and catching all of her
That
hardest
was
tricks to
lit.
those
That was
dim
so
lights. Like when I was watching that, I couldn't tell what color bow she was holding. I was like, because I see her train. I was like, which bow is she using? And then when she finishes her form, the lights go back to normal. I was like, oh, it's a light blue bow staff. I couldn't tell what that was. It's like she was still able to catch a bunch of 720 sticking poses. Yeah, that was crazy. So shout out to her. Judah Sagawa hit a dub, like, and as a junior, like insane. Like I said, the future is bright for NASCAR. Pia did a musical form, choreographed, traditional. Nice. It was crazy. It was really fun to watch. So yeah, man. All right, that's enough of me talking.
In flashbacks to the live stream.
Oh yeah.
Every tournament.
I like this. So talking about Coach Day.
Let's work.
Dude,
That's the intro.
I heard I was setting up a swing chain, in trad weapons, and I hear from behind me, "Let's work." And I've told this story before, but I've never swung harder in my life, dude.
I'm telling you, dude, it gives you superpowers.
Fire you up, man. But yeah, dude, the fighters on the team, so fun to watch, so fun to go support. And them supporting us means a ton too, because they typically go way after us, way after we've started at least. And so to have them there still ringside, get all of our little area, everybody gathering over there. And that's special to have that bond. It's very easy to say like the team could be separated in terms of there's a fighting team and then there's a forms team, but I feel like it's really one team. We are like all the same team, the same family. But yeah, man, I would just basically ditto everything you guys said. Avery throwing all the upgrades that she has with the lights basically off, like that's crazy. Esteban, you mentioned Ben Hood. I've actually been working with him on Chung Mu as well, and he that too. So I was like, let's go. Form now, I guess I own it. So yeah, but a lot of great stuff across the whole tournament, and just killer performances, amazing stuff. I would like to shout out. We had a few teammates make history. You guys kind of already mentioned it, but Jake 5 in a row in the same division. That's insane. Shout out to JP. We had Haley Glass tying the all-time ring record at 8 rings, and she got 3 of them Saturday night. So that means by next year she could have 11, maybe 12. She goes and wins a fighting ring. Who knows? Haley might do it.
Could happen.
But the things that would be in her way for a fighting ring is Kitana, who I'm pretty sure also tied a record, I believe.
Yeah.
3 rings, 4 rings?
She's just 5 now. I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Seen that picture of her with holding all the rings in her fingers.
Yeah,
She's just sitting there posing up. I was like, oh man,
That's hard.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I would like
Yeah.
to team fights, like Top 10 USA versus Team Paul Mitchell. That was a nail biter, right?
Ah,
Yeah.
We fell short, but shout out to Top 10 USA. It's a great
Mhm.
team. I think that's going to be a good matchup for the next few years to come. Those are insane battles moving forward. So, yeah, ton of great stuff over the weekend as a whole. You guys mentioned a ton of great competitors already. I talked on Monday about it, but Noah Thomas was the first, I believe, to win a junior traditional grand with Korean. Now that they've upgraded the division, so that's another thing. Kind of really history at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Congrats to him.
100%. Good stuff. But yeah, you guys talked about demo division. That was a ton of fun, to be watching it as a coach, and then, as alumni with Competitive Edge, and then as, associated with Team Infinity as well, teaching up here at Infinity. So, it was cool to see all those teams going at it. Revolution in there as well, had a great demo too. So that demo division is stacked right now. A lot of fun stuff to watch. So, all right, cool. Well, moving forward a little bit, done a lot of good reflection, good shout outs. Let's dive into these finals, man. The production all around, like obviously the lights are a big deal. Sometimes they were a little bit darker than others, but they worked through it and it was a good show. You guys already mentioned the music. That takes every night show up by like 100 times. It makes it 100 times better. Being able to use that music, the crowd can get into it. We as competitors can get more into it. Like it is just 100% a game changer when we use the music. So production side of things, great stuff all around. We've already talked about it, but the Sport Karate Zone Challenge, going for those extra awards, I think is a great opportunity for the juniors. And I think that's another reason why you see like Avery throwing all of her upgrades. I think Judah did like 6 gainer switches to Cork or something. Just like crazy stuff because, they've already won their grand championship. So they're just going out there throwing it all to try to get this basically another overall grand, but it's a, specialized challenge trophy. So I think that's really cool. Shout out to Jackson, the Sport Karate Zone, for making that happen. That's an awesome opportunity for the juniors. So yeah, good stuff. In terms of finals, you guys have any other highlights before we dive into our division in the finals?
Well, in general, both juniors final, like you said, it was just incredible to watch. I think like you mentioned, I think it gives the opportunity for some competitors to throw harder stuff that it wouldn't usually. We have a format right now in NASCA which is always CMX against traditional. And in that way, I mean, I'm not here to debate to see if it's the good matchup or not, and if we should use something else. But what I'm saying is that usually when you're doing a CMX against a trad, one of the main thing that you have to worry about is to do 0 mistake, because the odds of the guy doing traditional to do a mistake and then losing because of that, or I would say less likely than the CMX doing the same thing, right? So when it's like multiple CMX competitors going against each other, it's just like they're gonna throw everything, right? And a little bit like when you're looking at the adult division, it's just like when we go out there and there's a lot of competitors, we're not just like it's not just a 1v1, it's like a full stack division. You could feel that everybody's going to throw everything. It's a different feeling, you know. But yeah, that final for the juniors really brought the best from everybody, so that was cool to watch. And yeah, same thing. Team fight was crazy that night. And talking a little bit more about us, sync. I don't know what happened to our sync, but bro, I was feeling up there. I was like, I looked at you and like the first thing I said was like, what happened? It's like, that's so sick. The crowd is going wild right now. Oh, yeah. So sync was great. And yeah, that's what I have to say for the finals.
Yeah, for the sync division too, like I could tell based off like you're saying crowd reaction and stuff. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good night. Like,
yeah,
crowd was live, dude. I was like, go, because you go to some tournaments and like you can even look around and it's like there's not a lot of people here in the night show. It feels like, and then on top of that, the ones that are there aren't very vocal, you know. So it's like the crowd this past week was awesome. A big shout out to the crowd. But also with the sync, we had Sam and Michael Brumme jumping on stage.
Oh yeah. Shout out my boys.
Exactly. So if anyone didn't know, those are Phillip's brothers.
Yes.
So Phillip, do you want to shout them out?
Yeah, let me get on. Shout out my brothers, Sam and Mike. Sam's my oldest brother. Michael's my middle brother. And they've been grinding in that division now for a little over a year, I believe, and just like they have been killing it. Like I see them how often they practice that form, and everything clicked. What was that? I guess Friday morning, and yeah, they got the dub, won straight nines, and then they got to go on stage, and it was just so cool to be able to be on stage at the same tournament as them.
Yeah, for sure, man. Okay, cool. So let's dive in to our division, last division of the night. When I feel like sometimes when we're the last division of the night too, it's getting pretty late, and so that's probably another reason. Some people have already kind of peeled out. Felt like this past weekend, I felt like people were still there, like left, which I love. And so I want to get like each of ours perspective before scoring or anything like that. So obviously we all went in a different order. So Esteban started first, so it's a little bit different for you, but you know you've got to go in and you have to set the tone. Like you've got to bring it because there's nothing to go off of based on the division. There really is no strategy at that point because it's all in. And then I want to get everyone's perspective from there. So we'll go in order of how the division ran. So we'll go Esteban, Phillip, Dawson, and then me.
So perspective before the division.
Yeah.
So the first funny thing that happened like right before we go on stage, I pulled Dawson aside and I was like, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was just mentioning something about like the vibe and the feeling right before even getting on stage. I was like, there's something happening right now, and like it's so weird. I'm not stressed at all. I just like I'm just ready to go out there and kill it. It's like the vibe right before going on stage was different than usual, right? Not in the I'm not stressed in like an I don't care, but more of a I'm not stressed and like I know we're gonna do something insane. It's like whatever, I'll go on stage and I'll just do what I have to do, you know? It was like a level of confidence that made us perform at a certain level. I think that all of us right before going on stage were in a certain state of mind that got us to perform the way we did, right? And so that's the thing. I pulled Dawson aside. I was like, so weird. Like, I feel different than usual. And then he said something similar. He's like, yeah, I'm just ready to go. Like, and that's what we did, right? We went off stage and we did what we had to do. And yeah, going up first, like you said, is just like you have to set the tone. You have to go out there and bring everything. You know, you don't know what the other competitors are going to throw. You don't know what's going to happen. The the best that you can do is throw everything and then wish that it's enough, right? So that was my thinking of getting there. I think I like going first. In some way, I think it's harder for the first competitor of the division because like getting scored first is just hard. But at the same time, just the vibe of like getting out there and be like, hey, I'm gonna start the show. It's just like it's a cool feeling. So I was kind of hyped too about that. But yeah, that's my perspective of everything that happened before getting on that stage.
So for me, I mean, I got to witness Esteban go on stage, and I just watch. I like for night shows not to be listening to that much music and just feeling the vibe of the room and just like trying to be present because something I tell most competitors that are like on stage for the first time is to like remember to actually look into the crowd. Remember to like look at the mats, look at the lights, like remember the feeling because I just remember my first NASCA night show was US Open in 2021. And when I went on stage, I went up, finished my form, walked out, and I was like, I don't remember anything. Like it literally was gone that fast. And I was like, wow, because it happened so quick. So I was just, closing my eyes, like trying to go through my form in my head, trying to visualize everything. Esteban finished, and then I tried to like just take a second, let him get off the stage, let the room breathe a little bit before. Right before the division started, I knew that for my music, I wanted to start off stage. And so then I was like, what if the music people don't see me? What if they start it too soon and they don't know when to start it? So I ran around like to the other side and made sure everybody understood. And so like they were good, I was good. And then like I don't know, it was just I try not to just get in the zone as far as like when I'm doing my forms, just kind of going unconscious, you know what I mean? Where it's just like you're just I don't know what to call it, like in a
Tunnel vision.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I like to be able to be thinking and like being aware of what I do because I feel like that makes me able to adapt to things that go wrong a little bit better. But I was a little bit more in my head than normal. Like when I raised my hand, I was like, "Yo, I'm really doing this right now." Because this is my first time using that song too. So I was like, "Wow, I'm about to go on stage." Like, okay. And then like I went on stage and I was like, "Okay, this is good so far." And then like I got to this point where I connect my comms, like I put them together and I go like this, and they were super uneven, and I was like, "Ah, no, that's terrible." And then like I did my job, and I was like, "Oh," like I was just super active in my head. And I got to my first section, I was like, "Wow, this feels awful." And then I caught my first section, and I was like, "Just kidding, guys, this is awesome." Like I was literally like in my head, I was like, "Yo, never mind, this is lit." And then I just after that, it was like a flip switch, and everything was just great from that moment on. I was like, I wasn't even like scared, like not scared, but like I wasn't anxious at all. I was just like, okay, no, I'm good. Like I'm very like this feels good. Um, Finished my form through, I think probably my best weapons form I've ever done. I think I feel pretty confident in saying that. If not, definitely like top three. Um, and then yeah, I finished, and more than anything, going into this night show, I was just like I wanted all of us to hit our forms really clean. And I didn't know at the time why. I guess I wanted that so badly, but now looking back, it's just like I am really glad that we all hit because I think it made it so much more special. But yeah, and then once I got off, I guess I got off and Esteban was right there. I got off and I went around. I don't really remember, but then I watched Dawson's one. So we can take it from there, Dawson.
Oh man, a lot happened. A lot happened. Like I'd say I'll start off before just walking down in the room to like the night show room. Just like getting ready in the room. I just kind of got choked up in the moment, just getting ready. Which I know that sounds a little maybe not choked up, but just kind of got a little emotional, I'm not gonna lie. But I was just like and it was a similar conversation I had with Esteban when he pulled me aside, but I talked to Ben I said, man, I don't feel, uh, I'm not overthinking this at all. Like, I wasn't overthinking. I think I was thinking deeply, which I think there's a difference, right? Overthinking and thinking deeply. So I was like, "Dude, I don't know. This feels different. I just don't feel any. I don't feel any pressure. I don't feel any. I don't know. It's kind of hard to put it in words of how I was feeling in that moment, but just put me in a state of peace, tranquility, and no pressure. And I was just like, I don't know. It's like we didn't even walk down to the room yet, and I'm already feeling this way. It's just like, what in the world? And yeah, I mean, to be fully transparent, I did get a little emotional. So yeah, so I got my stuff ready, went down in the practice room, set my stuff up, started warming up, doing my, know, routine. And then yeah, that's when, as it got to about our time, we were next. And yeah, Esteban did pull me to the side and told me the same thing. Goes, and I don't really feel like this is a I feel different with this one. And it's like, I really don't care what happens. And I said, I feel the same thing. And I think it's because, like, I don't mean to toot our horn in a way, but like I've already won a ring. Esteban, you have too. So it's like, I mean, yeah, I want to win, but I really don't care about winning or losing right now. I just really want to create a moment of that'll be ever that'll last forever. And and that's what that's what you just said, man. It's like I want all of us to hit. So that way if you guys hit, then that'll motivate me to really go for it and just, push myself to hit my form. So and yeah, like before our divisions was starting, man, John Worley called us out saying, like, I've been looking forward for this division all night. This is the men's weapons division. The
Yeah.
amount of chills that I got when he said that, I was like, oh man, I don't know. It was, whew, man. So, and another thing that was really special that also gave me goosebumps was, man, before Esteban started us off, Ben pulled us all together and said, put your weapons down. And we prayed together. And I'll let I'll let you talk about that more about what you said. But after that, it just really just like gave me goosebumps of like, oh man, this is about to be special. What's gonna happen? So yeah, Esteban does his form first, man, and just kills it with new music, create a form, right? Just starts it off, high energy, crowds going nuts, right? And then Phillip starts his music, walks on stage, that freaking guitar string plays first, right? I had my back turned and I stopped what I was doing and I just turned. I was like, is that what I think it is? So I mean, like we all know the song, right? So and it was a remix. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
I've never heard this version before. So it was like even more hype. I was like, oh man. So and then Philip just throws everything, and I'm sitting there like, dang. I was like, I mean, like I didn't watch the whole thing because I was next, but like I was like, I'm kind of, pacing around, you know, just trying to stay loose, and like I would just like look here and there, and like I was seeing the stuff you were doing. I'm like, oh gosh, oh, all right, but like I said, I wasn't nervous at all, but I was just like, now that was a form right there. Same with you, Esteban. Like so. So it was my turn. I go up there, right? I play my music. You know, yeah. Once it played, it just that the flip the switch, man. And it was just like, okay, I'm present. I'm in the moment. I'm just enjoying every moment because it's like I put. All of us can relate, man. It's like a lot of competitors can, man. If you like care so much about it and you put in all the time and the energy into what you're doing, and then when it's time, it's like you just get so into it, especially when you finish and you hit your form. It's special. So yeah, I hit my form. did a creative form. I was pretty proud of that. I think I was pretty proud with how I was, not just the tosses that were harder, but just like the striking. I was the most proud of, I'd say. Like I just felt like more technical, more aggressive, faster, and that was one of my goals. Is like I want my form to be more, uh, you know, I guess we'll call it combative cutting, right? So, and then yeah, after I hit my form, I walk off stage, and you guys, congratulate me and show me love and support. I was like, hey, that was good. And then Ben walks up and just, I thought he was going to use a different song. But Phantom of the Opera plays. I was like, I turned my head, and then we're all just watching. You know, all three of us are quiet, and we're just watching. And then, freaking, when Ben hit that side swipe hand roll, freaking, all three of us were jumping,
Yeah, all three of
grabbing
us
each
was
other.
just like,
And we're all grabbing, yeah, we're all grabbing, all grabbing each other. Like, whoa, man, I did not see that coming. And yeah, like yeah, so freaking hype when you hit that. I mean, obviously your freeze frame, your first section, hitting that finger spin, and the bow went a little further out than it was supposed to be, and somehow that sucker came back in your hand, and you just kept going out of that. And like that was another moment we're all
I was
grabbing
about to
each other,
say.
like, oh my goodness, how'd he do that? I don't know. It's nuts. And yeah, freaking shut it down, dude. It's just like, and yeah, the stuff that we were telling each other, when you finished your form, I was just like, man, I'm so proud of you guys. And then, and yeah, I'll kick it off to you now.
Yeah. No, it was definitely special. And then obviously, me and Dawson were rooming together. So I was, doing my hair while he's, in the bathroom, whatever, putting on deodorant. And yeah, I just looked over and he just leaned over the counter. I was like, you all good, man? So I just like pat him on the back. He starts apologizing for being emotional. I'm like, dude, come on. It's all good, brother. But, so we're just in the room, and getting ready. And I actually had a moment while he was like in the bathroom, kind of getting it together, feeling the moment. I was just like, I was looking at myself in the mirror just at the hotel, and I was just standing there. And just like, I felt like I wasn't thinking about anything specific. I was just standing there looking at myself. I don't know, it was weird. And then I look out my window, and then as soon as I got to the tournament, I was like, that's pretty cool. I look out the window, and I see just a big cross, like right across the way. And then something I noticed this time when I looked back is I noticed there were actually 3 crosses. There was the one like right there close, but there were like 2 more in the distance. And I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that when I first got here. And so I was just like, that's interesting, And then I was playing worship music because I always am. And then we walked down. Well, first Dawson couldn't find his AirPods, but then we walked down to the show, and I walked down, and then like right away, like he said, Team Infinity was kicking off the show, and I was like, all right, let's go. Like I felt how loud it was. The lights were going crazy, and the crowd was going crazy. I'm like, okay, this is good. Then, like I mentioned earlier, like me and Esteban go out for sync, and the crowd, man, you can feel it. I was like, okay, this is good. This is really good. So, we're backstage warming up, doing our thing. But I think the cool part was, after whatever last couple of divisions are going before us, and we're all just kind of back there pacing up and down. There's not a lot of space there, but we're pacing, barely dodging each other, not even thinking about each other, just moving around, just getting loose, getting warm, getting ready. And but even before that, I stayed out in the room for a long time. Like I warmed up a little bit backstage. Then I just went out, and I like to do this at every night show, kind of like Phillip was saying, just take in the room, look at the crowd. Don't just like look around at the walls, but actually like looking at the crowd, just kind of seeing what the moment is. And so I went up in the front corner. If we were on the stage, I was in the front left, just kind of watching a couple divisions. Then I made my way around to the other side, and I just kind of walked back and forth on the right side of the stage, like stage right, and which competitors weren't over there. We were all on the left side. I just looked at it from that side of the stage too, then came back, and then just just kind of sat against the wall for a while. Just once again, just listening to worship music, just getting in the zone, and I just felt very blessed. I had already walked around the room, and I had felt like this is such a special thing that sometimes we get numb to it because we get to the point that we go to the tournaments and like, all right, we're going to get through divisions. We're going to be in the night show and we're going to try to win the grand. But really, if we take a step back and it's like, man, first of all, we always fight to get out of those Friday divisions. So it's a fight to get to that night show. So to be in any night show, I think moving forward, I'm going to try to soak that in a little more, no matter what tournament it is. But just being blessed to be in a position like that and be on a stage in front of people to be able to showcase the hard work and years of dedication to what we do, I think is a very special thing. So I was really just soaking that in, the fact that we're very blessed to even get to run up on a stage and be seen. But yeah, so I was jamming, getting in the zone, and then we're getting close to divisions and everything. Haley, makes history. We're like, yeah, let's go, Haley. Right back to locked in, pacing around each other, and then like that, I kind of just, we're all crossing paths, getting around. Then I just tap whoever I saw first. Tap, come here. Tap, come here. Tap, come here. Drop all the weapons, and I didn't even. Sorry guys, but I didn't even ask. I was just like, we're gonna pray real quick. So, me and Dawson had already talked about it. We talked about it with Haley as well. And we did, a team prayer earlier. And I think that's something that is very big, for, at least for me personally, is my faith and knowing that none of this is anything without it. So I was like, we need to do this just before we go, So we did, and it was good. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but basically that, we would just be a vessel for God's kingdom. And that, all that we do is not by our own strength, but that we're working through the Lord, and that all the glory should go to him and none of it comes to us. We're nothing without it. So that was basically the gist of it. And I was just like, let's turn it on, guys. So I was like, love you guys, let's go. And then back to, pacing, getting ready, whatever. So from my perspective, I think is very cool going last. Because I don't know why this detail really matters, but as the division went on, I was a little farther back. And then after every competitor went, I just came a little bit closer up. And then once I was next, I got into the little competitor area. And I just, something about that just like progressive, feeling, getting into my form was kind of cool. But, I'm watching from a little bit farther away. So I watch Esteban. I was like, all right, pretty legit. I'm going to have to turn it on. Then I get a little bit closer, and I'm watching Phillip, and I'm like, all right, it's pretty legit. I'm going to have to turn it on. Then I get into the competitor area as Dawson's going up. No offense, but I did not watch Dawson at all. I'm like,
all right.
So, I'm next. I got to, get fully locked in or whatever. But even then, I was, just like you guys were saying, I was very just like at the night and regarding no matter what happens, like we're blessed to even be here, and I was just very content with that. So then it's my turn. I can tell, even though I didn't watch, I can tell that Dawson hit his form, based off crowd reaction, things like that. So I was like, it was probably pretty legit. I'm gonna have to turn it on. So then go up on stage. I like, kind of Phillip was saying it already, but just taking a stroll around the ring, soaking it all in. I always come up and I do just a full lap around and then get set. And every time I do that full lap, I turn and I come back towards the stage and I just look at the tournament banner. And usually it's not even something I think about, but I looked at the Diamond banner and I was like, all right, let's go. Like, this is Diamond Nationals. Let's go. So then, come up to my cute little yellow, whatever, cue the music. And my mom had talked to me about, she's like, you should use the Phantom of the Opera again. And I was like, I'll think about it. But then I was like, yeah, I'm definitely using it. actually. Like it fits really well for diamonds, and I had not used it in a while, so it kind of hit harder because I haven't heard it as much. And then yeah, like you guys said, just turn it on, go all in. Yeah, after that little bin spin into the angel roll, I think God himself kept that bow in my hand, but it wasn't exactly how I wanted it to go. But I do preach a lot of adaptability to my students. We do certain drills where it's you go nonstop for a full minute, and no matter what happens, you don't stop moving. So if you have a drop or whatever, you pick it up like you were supposed to drop it, whatever, do a cartwheel, pick it back up, keep moving. Like the whole point of it is adaptability. You can't stop. You can't let anyone know you messed up. You keep moving. And so I feel like that was kind of a cool moment because it's something I've really been like drilling to my students. And then I was able to basically apply it real time. And, it ended up working out. So, but yeah, the rest of it was great. I've been working on that hand roll side swipe for a while now, and I almost brought it out in divisions, and then I won the first division, and so I was like, I'm definitely not going to bring it out for the night show. So that's some of the strategic side that most people probably don't think about. But knowing that you have an upgrade planned, and then choosing not to throw it because you have an opportunity to be in a bigger situation or higher stakes, I think is something that is very important, and most people, maybe not most people, but some people wouldn't even think about it. So that's that. But finished the form and felt really good. Obviously I knew I had slipped up, but I also knew that I had recovered it really well. And so I was like, shoot, who knows what happens? But regardless, I could tell from the crowd that it was a special division for sure. I knew as the night went, when you guys were hitting forms too, I was like, yeah, this is good stuff. Like, this is going to be remembered. And I didn't think until Miss Priscilla Molina, shout out, posted about it later, but it was like, this is what, Jackson Reed, Cole, Tyler were always given to the crowds, and it's like for us to be mentioned in that same conversation is pretty special because that's what I grew up watching. And so it's like those feelings being in the crowd for that. So if what we did gives anybody else in our crowd any feelings like that, and it inspires them to get to our position, then that's definitely something special that I wouldn't take for granted. So yeah, but we get to the scores, man, and I've been a part of so many divisions with you guys where scores are crazy, right? I think US Open either 2023 or something like that, I think I got 3 10s and still lost. So I'm like, there is no telling what's going to happen in this division. So I was not convinced I had won it, even when I saw Dawson's scores. I'm like, first of all, there's 4 of us up here, and we haven't gotten any 6s yet. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm about to get straight 6s, bro. That was one of my first thoughts because I knew I had slipped up, but I knew I covered it well. So I was like, who knows? But I'm like, there's 4 of us, and they haven't given out a 6 yet. I'm like, I'm really about to get straight 6s. But that did not happen. But the other thing, though, is first score I looked at, because, we can see the judges. So I can see them flip the card. The first score I saw get flipped was the 9-7 that I got. So even though the rest were 9s and then the 2 10s, the first one I looked at was a 7. So immediately I'm like, bruh. And so I go out for scores and I see the 7, but then I hear 9-9 and then the iconic voice, 10 points. I was like, no way. And then I heard another 9. Then I heard that 7. And I was like, bruh. And then I heard another 10 after. And then the rest 9s. But like once I saw the 10, I saw it right before I heard it. So when I saw the second 10, that's when it hit me. I was like, okay, it's official. I was like, no way. And then, everybody's seen the video. Pretty special. But the most special thing is, you guys and the way you guys embraced me after that win. Because, we've been in the trenches for years now. And, things go our way sometimes and things don't go our way sometimes. And it was special to have you guys supporting me throughout that, and fully 100% backing it. So I appreciate y'all.
Of course.
Yeah, man. I think it was crazy to see like how the crowd, when you have Larry Carnahan walking up there, handing your award, and you see him doing this and looking at the crowd, and
Yeah.
everyone stands up. It's like,
Yeah, we
wow.
got a standing ovation. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it was insane, man. And like I just think I think what you said was it was beautifully said, man. It's like all four of us can relate to each other. It's like, man, we grew up watching Reed, Jackson, Cole, all those guys, and like we were those kids in the crowd, watching that, and that's what brought us here in the first place. It's like I I just knew it was like I wanted to do that, and like you guys the same, and it's like yeah, it's like I want to win, so do you guys. So we all are very competitive, but it's like we all know. I mean that's one of the biggest things that inspired us in the first place. So it's like you can't help but give each other support after one of us wins, because we all know how much it means to each other,
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, we're also on the same team as well, man. So it's like, yeah, it's just like, we've been teammates for quite some time now. I know, yeah, man. So yeah, it was a beautiful moment. It was insane. Yeah, and
I
then of
mean,
course, sorry, going ahead.
no, no, you're good. You're good. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
I was just saying, it's like, and of course, I just back to like in the moment, after all of that, shaking the judge's hand, it's like something that we all try to make an effort to show that courtesy to the judges who are putting in the time and energy to do this, and it's by their choice because they love the sport, they've been in it for years. So it's like, thank you for doing this. So yeah, it's shaking their hands afterwards. Every even not just the diamonds, but every tournament this year, making an effort to do that. It's like, so yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, in a way, like obviously as far as like the effort is taken and how badly we want to win and everything like that, of course I can relate to you guys. But unfortunately for me, I actually didn't get to watch Jackson, Reed, Cole. I came in right as they all retired. So like I think knowing that and knowing what it meant to so many people and being able to see, of course, on YouTube the videos, I think I want to be able to give that to the next generation. And I felt like at Diamonds we did that. I felt like we actually, I feel like in a way at Diamonds we all like stepped into like this role that we're supposed to kind of be as like the forms team of Paul Mitchell. Like that's what we're supposed to do. And I feel like we've not only stepped into it, but like raised the bar. So
Hmm.
I agree with you because there have been generations of competitors, especially within our team, that have given those divisions out to other crowds. But I don't know, and I'm genuinely saying I don't know. I don't know the bond between them, and I think that's something that's different with us. Is that you know I could feel genuine happiness from you guys when I beat you, and I don't know that other generations could say the same. Once again, I don't know for sure, but I do know that that is very special between the four of us.
yeah.
That's that.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So enough talk about us. We got a lot of questions sent in to us. So we want to talk about just a couple of the questions that you guys sent in to us and just kind of, give out some information, answer you guys' questions, all the, things that you want to know. So I'll kick it off. I'll do one and then I'll send it to Dawson from there. I also, after I do my question, I'm going to run and I want to show everybody something that's kind of cool, but I'm going to do my question first. Okay. There were a lot of really good ones. So a lot of them, I think we probably got a few questions about like, how does it feel to be best friends and teammates, but also competitors, right? And I think we've kind of already talked about that a good bit. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to go into a different question, but shout out to everybody who sent in any questions like that. I think it's just a bond that we've created over hours and hours and hours of trying to beat each other.
Yeah.
But I like this question because it kind of pulls us back into grounded martial arts. But what black belt ranks do you all hold and in what style? So I'll start. And I originally started in Tong Sudo. So I'm a 3rd degree black belt in Tong Sudo. Also a 2nd degree black belt in UFAF, which is the Chuck Norris system. And then I got my 4th degree black belt with Infinity Martial Arts this year. So, yeah. What about Joe?
Awesome.
Gotcha. So I got my black belt in Taekwondo. So I would say it's technically third. But my style was it's a I got my black belt under Jason Warren and Reed Presley, that whole family. So yeah, that's where I got my black belt under their school, and then we changed our curriculum to Premier, and then I got my 4th degree in Premier. Um, but maybe one day, pretty soon, maybe next year, I'll set up a goal and eventually test for my 4th degree in Taekwondo. So yeah,
I also forgot. I'm also a 2nd degree in the Premier system too.
nice.
How many black belts is that? 4?
Yeah. And then degrees is like 10 or something total.
Light work.
I don't know. That's the one.
That's the one.
I am currently I'm training with my parents' school. That's where I train. Started when I was like 3 years old, basically. Well, kind of like earlier than that, but whatever. And now, as of right now, I'm a 4th degree black belt. And actually, I'm going to respond to one of the questions I have at the same time because it relates to that. The black and red belt that I use in every competition now is just a different belt that we use in our system that represent 4th degree. And I got that belt last year. And I decided to wear it for the first time at battle, I think. And then since then, I was like, let's rock it. It looks cool, right? I like it better. It's a different belt than just like a black belt. So it's just like I like to use it. But yeah, it just means 4th degree black belt in our system. And that's the belt that's the degree that I have right now.
I've totally forgotten. That's my bad. But shout out to Eric Tremblay for winning another diamond ring.
Yes.
His trad
Yeah.
weapons form was on fire.
Oh yeah.
On fire.
When he did the roll, I actually was so hyped. I was like, "What?" That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Let me tell you, like I'll get full transparency. So I've worked with him, and that was all his idea. He sent me a video of that, and like no hesitation, I said, "It's going in. It's going in. We're gonna make this work." So
Hey,
yeah, that was all him.
I gotta say, the first time that he showed me the roll, I was like, nah. You're not doing a roll. What? And he was like, I don't know. I think it could work. I'm like, sell that to Dawson. And then he did. And then actually it worked out pretty well. I kind of like the concept. But at first, when he did like the first version of the roll, I was like, nope.
I was like, okay, we're gonna make this work. It's just what you're doing out of it. It's gotta sell. It's like we don't. Yeah. So like, if you're gonna roll, we're gonna draw it out and just be explosive, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyways, that's enough of me talking.
I'm a 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo, and then in a couple weeks, I'm testing for my 4th degree under Gabrielle Rudolph. Well, no, with Gabrielle under her dad.
Oh, nice.
That's
So
nice.
pretty lit.
Cool. All right, Dawson, you got a question ready to go?
Yeah. So I got. Did you enjoy JPM more than CE? It's kind of a tough question to answer.
What a question.
But I'll say that from both teams, I've been on both teams. Right, I got on Competitive Edge in 2015 with Esteban, him and I, and Avery and some other people. We were the first wave of guys that get on the team, and now it's like their 10-year anniversary, which is crazy. So Esteban and I, we've been teammates for 10 years now, and then which is crazy. The times I remember being on CE, I'll never forget, man. It's like that's how we grew all together. Like Esteban, when I first met you, you didn't really know a lick of English. It was like yes, no, and I don't know English. So like Eric, Mr. Tremblay was my translator. or I would just pull up Google Translate on my phone and try to talk to you, or just give you a thumbs up of like good form. Um, and like the times where we hung out, like growing up in the junior, in the junior division when we're just sitting there waiting on our scores and warming up next divisions. It's like that's how we got, you know, that's how we became friends in the first place. And then with Ben, PJ, like we got more closer. We're going to Promac tournaments together. So you guys would come crash at my place or we go crash at PJ's house. It's like, we would be training up here, till like 1, 2 in the morning just doing kicks. I remember those times where we'd be on the trampoline tricking or, you know, messing around with weapons. And then the CE demos, man, like those are some long hours, man, of just doing it over and over. And Miss Kathy Rudolph, just yelling, "No, do it again!" It's like, but she's impacted all of us, man, all of us. It's just like the conversations we had with her, behind behind the scenes of, her believing in each one of us. And she still has that same passion for the team now.
Yep.
And then, we all were blessed to get on Paul Mitchell after that, from Competitive Edge. And that's been all of our goals and our dreams to get on the team, since we've, been inspired. And it's so surreal to be a part of it. And it's just like, just being around greatness, just being around you guys, competing against you guys, hanging around the fighters, watching them compete, and just hearing some of their stories and, talking with each other and what we're all dealing with, and just Enrique just being a freaking beast, like every one of those guys, like just watching them, like it's so cool watching, was watching the seminar, the Paul Mitchell seminar, just watching, Enrique and Stacks, just doing drills, with the kids and just watching Enrique and just like doing kick drills. And it's just like, how do you do that? Like it just makes it look so impressive when he's demonstrating. And like all those guys, man, it's really surreal to be a part of that. So yeah, I'd say that's my answer.
I like it. I guess Esteban, you kind of already brought up your question. Do you have another one ready, or should we go to Phillip?
No, I can go with another one. One that I have is how do you keep discipline from other stuff like dieting or sleeping? Any tips? So just like in general, I think it's just a question about discipline and just bringing well, for me, okay, my perspective or that is that you have to get discipline when it comes to martial arts, right? And it's just analyzing what you do towards your training and try to recreate the same kind of like habits that you create towards your training to any other aspect of your life, right? So it could be with school, it could be with training, it could be with whatever issue that you have to work on. Just try to analyze what creates that discipline when it comes to martial arts or any type of training, and then try to translate that same pattern that you're using to other stuff. And I'm just going to keep it short there because I think that a lot of people struggle with discipline in different aspect of it. And usually we get discipline and motivation mixed up, right? We think, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm motivated today. I'm going to do it, right? Discipline is not related to the motivation. Discipline is just, I have a goal. I want to do this. Oh, today I don't feel like it. I don't care. I do it anyway, right? And the way that you gain discipline towards that, like what I just explained, is that you have to look at the bigger picture. You don't have to only do a certain thing in regards of how you feel today or in regards of what it's going to bring to your day, right? Or to your week. You have to go and look for the bigger picture. You have to look at how it's going to look like in a month if I do this today, or if I'm consistent doing this today. So in general, I think that to understand discipline and have discipline, you need to go in detail and understand why you do a certain things. And then when you truly understand why you do a certain thing, then it's easier to want to do it. And like I said, though, sometimes you don't want to do it and you still have to do it anyway, right? So it's just like analyze a little bit why you do certain things, certain stuff, why you have certain goals, then translate that same ethic that you have in martial arts and try to just bring it to other stuff.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Cool. Nice.
Just kind of to go off what Esteban said just there, just talking about like motivation and stuff. You can't get me started on that stuff because I love talking about it and motivation, discipline, and all that. But just like those days you don't want to do it, they end up counting more than the days that you did want to do it, because it's like if you can make yourself do it anyways, number one, you're going to appreciate it more. Even if you don't get a great session in, you're going to remember it when you get to the tournament. You're going to be like, dang, I didn't even want to train on that day. I trained anyways. You know, it's like it feels like you're getting ahead. Anyways, my question that I've got picked out, it's a heater, okay? So I read the first part before this. I didn't realize what the full question was. The question is favorite Bible verse or favorite Karate Kid movie. So I guess I'll do both. My favorite Bible verse right now, the one that's in my bio is 2 Timothy 1:7, which is just talking about like being strong. It says something like the Lord gave you a heart of strength or something like that. Ben, you probably know that quote better than I do. But the reason I even brought that one up is just because I want to kind of read a little bit more and maybe find a new favorite Bible verse. And then I'll answer this in like a couple weeks and have a better one. Favorite Karate Kid movie? Gotta be Karate Kid Legends. Shout out Esteban. That Pop Crescent, that made it my favorite movie, bro. That right there. So there it is. And shout out Elijah Burnett. How could we go this whole podcast without shouting out Elijah Burnett? That's my GOAT for real.
That number one fan
Number
of all
one
time.
JPM fan. JPM baby.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
No, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we gonna send that question around?
Actually, can I send something around? It's nobody asked me this. I just have questions.
Okay.
Okay, so we got blessed to use our own music for the night show. And so I'm just kind of curious, like, what went into everybody's songs? I know you kind of talked about it a little bit, Ben, but like, I guess I can start us off with this one. So the song that I used, if you didn't know, is called Pistolero, and it was originally used by Rudy Raynon. And so I was watching him a lot. I have a version of it that I just heard. I was like, wow, this is so sick. And so I worked with Brandon Osborne or DJ Neve on it, and he just made it so unique and really like epic. And I was like, I have to use this. So I made sure not to use it anywhere else because I've had it for like a month or so, maybe a little longer than that. And I knew I wanted to use it there, and like I visualized it and stuff. So I just felt like it was epic and kind of captured the moment of the night.
Yeah, that was fire. It got me hyped up too. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, mine, I kind of already talked about it, but brief rundown. I've actually had that for years. I used it with PJ Clark in sync, like 20
Really?
something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
No way. I didn't know that was a sync song.
So we used it a couple of times. We didn't use it a ton, but we used it a few times. And then, like I said, my mom was like, you should bring that back because she loves the Phantom of the Opera. And I don't know, it just felt right for the diamond setting. Like, it just felt like it fit really well.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, I was like, I should probably listen to my mom. And so
Yeah, facts.
I used it.
Miss Jeannie's always right.
Yeah.
Moms are always right.
Dawson, you wanna explain?
Yeah. So I've had that song for about a year
What?
saved. Yeah.
Dude, I
So
really thought that was new.
yeah, I mean, I've had it for a year. And that was the same last year too. Like that was the first time when Diamonds last year when I used that one mix. Like I had that saved for a year as well. And then, after that I was using that mix for the whole entire 25 season. So I just knew in my head already. I was like, by diamonds of this year, I gotta switch it up. I'm gonna bring something new to the table. So yeah, I had that song saved for a year, and it was just a little bit different. And I was just like, okay, I just needed to do something a little bit more different. Music just needed a bit more different. And I was just like, I don't want to put I just don't want to use hip hop. It's just
Yeah,
like you know what I mean? It's like so I found that. I don't even remember where I found it. I don't know, it kinda has like it has that samurai, also
hmm
a little bit of a Western theme to it, a little bit. So, I mean, I think I found it on like the YouTube. I don't know, one day. That's a side hobby that I'm sure all of us have, or I mean, I'll speak for myself, man. It's like whenever I'm bored, I'll just scroll through YouTube or, some platform where I can just scrolling through songs that could be potential for, my form and just so I just came across it and I was just like, that's perfect.
yeah,
And so yeah, I asked DJ Neve, I was like, hey, can you cook? And he went to work and I mean, it took him I forget how long, but yeah, he sent it to me of December last year.
wow,
And yeah, so yeah, he did a good job with the mix, of course. Shout out to Brandon Osborne, DJ Neve. He's like the OG DJ for NASCA. And yeah, I was really excited to use that and saving it for the whole year. I was really excited to finally bring it out. So
yeah,
and it was also like I mean, I think it was a good way to go about it just because it just like I wasn't nervous to do it at all, just because
yeah,
I've already just heard it over and over,
yeah,
practiced the intro, visualized it in my head. I was just like, okay, so once it's time, then it's just like, okay, it's just I'm gonna be living in it, and it is,
yeah.
and yeah, so yeah.
Ben, who mixed your song?
Brandon Osborne as well. DJ Neve.
Oh, no way. Esteban, your turn.
Yeah, I got that song saved up for like 5 years now. No, kidding. I got it like 3 weeks
All
ago.
right.
No, I got it like 3 weeks ago. I found
Dude,
it funny because everybody was like, "Oh, I got that mix so long ago." I was like, "Made it 3 weeks before diamonds." But no, not gonna lie, it's nothing like no personal reason or anything. Like the only reason I use the song is because I watched Stranger Things not too long ago, and the
yeah,
new season is coming up soon. I was like, oh, the running up that hill epic version is like
yeah, no, it's
it
super nice.
sounds nice. So I was like, and also it was fitting because I was looking to a song that I could just like, let's just say like that take forever before starting to perform, just trying to like create the vibe just before getting into it. And I was like, oh, with that song, I can clearly do that. Like I could just like stand, go to the knee, drop my bow, take the time that I need, and then go into it. And like I was like, it still has like a really upbeat part in the song, which like usually when you find some like epic orchestral type of beat, it's just like it's taking a long time to build up, and then it's like not that hype when it actually like starts.
Right.
No, and then I like that song for that because I was like, oh okay, it fits my style. I kind of like it. So yeah, that's the reason I used the song.
Cool. All right. Well, Philip, I got a question that was focused at you. It says, how do you feel about competing in the UK this weekend?
Oh man, what a great question. So, if you guys didn't know, it's 3:30 in the morning right now for me. Uh,
But
um,
it's all right.
so yeah, I'm in Bath, UK, for the Bristol Open. This is like my first real walk-up tournament. Technically, I went to one in 2019, but we low-key don't talk about that because I did terrible. You want to talk about some bad forms? I did awful. So hopefully this one goes a little bit better. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I booked a seminar just earlier today, which was pretty sick. I didn't expect anything like that, but yeah, so I'm doing that Monday, and yeah, it should be a good time. Looking forward to meet all the people over here.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Shout out to you for
Mhm.
jumping at 3:30 in the morning right now.
Yeah.
Get you, man. That's crazy.
Couldn't miss it. Not for the
Mhm.
boys, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll send another question out and just one more to kind of wrap things up. I just think this is an interesting one. So the question is who should come out of retirement next? But in my opinion, you should just never retire from martial arts because
Facts.
you're probably going to come back. It's a lifelong thing, you know. But who would you say is maybe an inactive competitor that you want to see come back into the sport, or if it is actually somebody who's retired and they bring it back in?
I'll go first.
Go Philip.
Oh wait, sorry. Did you point to somebody else?
No, go Philip. You got.
Okay, yeah. So like I said, I I didn't get to watch most of like the generation that you guys grew up with. I did get to see Jackson once. I got to see Reed once, and I got to see Cole once. But the only one that I never got to see at all was my coach, Tyler. I've gotten to see him do 2 intros, and that's about it. So it would be so cool if I could see him run a form. Like I think I'd probably cry, honestly. I don't think it'll happen, but I can hope.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Dawson.
I got one that said, where did the name Mr. Clean come from? It's a good question because I don't know if
Dawson.
I don't know if I know
Dawson,
Wait,
actually.
you're
Dawson.
supposed to answer the question that I gave.
Oh, come out of retirement. I'm so sorry.
You're good. You're good. Wait, hold on. Let's refresh. Esteban, you go. Give Dawson a chance to think for a second.
No, it's no.
All right.
Ben, you gotta Ben. It made me laugh. Not a lot of people just caught that, but there people watching that have no idea what's so funny right now. But
No, there's no way he just did it again. You can't keep getting away with it.
yes, stop! I'm breaking character now. Oh gosh.
Whatever. I'm just gonna say, where's Aiden Considine?
Ooh.
Where you at?
Valid. Valid.
Come back.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
The vibes, man. What a good guy to be around. Like,
No, for real.
Oh,
But-
dude. Yeah.
I posted a video like before Diamonds about like the run up that we did in 2017, and he was in the corner just like I was so hyped.
he's amazing.
Mhm.
Oh man, good vibe,
Mhm.
good times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dawson, go ahead.
Dude, I really don't freaking know. There's like I kind of have a list, to be honest. Like, okay, I can tell you fighter. I can tell you a fighter I'd love to see come back, and that is J.O. I think he can still gas
I agree.
and just like get that hot foot moving. Um Forms, weapons, shoot. I mean, I would love to relive the times when all those guys compete against each other. Reed, Tyler, Jackson, Cole. I mean, I'd love to see them just do it again, you know? Um, and like going back more in history, like I'd like to see I'd love to see that generation before that, you know? Kalman, Matt, Rudy, Mark C. Like Marcel, like I'd love to see all those guys because I never got to see them compete. Oh yeah,
Ben?
that's kind.
I mean, yeah, everybody you guys have said would be great to see again. I want to see the boss man Mike Welch come back.
Yes.
I know
Yeah.
he could. I know he could. And I bet he could probably come back. He has 5 diamond rings. So I'm like, he's still got it, man.
I saw him moving at a like festival or something that you posted. I was like, oh my goodness.
Got it. He's still got it.
Just one more that I just realized as I was going through, and I feel like y'all will agree with me on this one. Alex Miller.
Oh yeah,
That
dude.
kid was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid had potential to be really freaking good. Yeah, he was hitting dubs at, a young age. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, another kid that was against him was Savino.
Mm,
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know about that.
way to go.
Yeah, there was one Diamonds runoff that he went viral.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yep.
nuts. Yeah, he ripped his gi off and just did his form to DMX.
He's
Yeah,
like,
it was
So
pretty
hype.
hype.
That is so hype. Did
Yeah,
he win?
he was
I
like
don't remember.
under runoff.
Yeah, I don't remember. But
Against Kennedy or something. It's like, oh,
yeah, yeah, he went all out. That. Yeah, and Alex Miller. That's a trip down memory lane. Yeah, great kid. Which he's, great parents too.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So obviously we got a lot more questions than just what we were able to answer tonight, but
Mhm.
we're kind of closing things off. Maybe we end up doing like another little Q&A just separate from all the questions that we have. We'll see what happens. We've got a lot of questions saved, and we'd love to answer them all. So we'll see exactly how that works out. Hopefully we can make something happen. But
Mhm.
gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming on tonight. Phillip,
Of course.
4 a.m. in the morning. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. So, it's
Yeah.
been an absolute blast. You get 30 seconds. Any words of advice or last things you want to say? But you have 30 seconds, and I'm going to cut you off if you go faster than 30 seconds. So Phillip, 30 seconds. Ready, go.
I just want to say if you're thinking about it, you should start right now because the best time to start was 20 years ago, but the second best time to start is right this second. So don't hesitate. Just get right in and go. And no, that's it. I'm done. Yeah.
Perfect. Esteban, 30 seconds. Ready, set, go.
Yeah, just gonna say real quick. One thing that I put a lot of focus on lately is knowing your goals, but not only that, I think a lot of people set goals but don't really know why they set it. Go for a goal and try to understand a little better why you have that goal. And I mentioned that when we were answering the discipline question. So yeah, try to. I'm seeing you counting up there. It's stressing me out. Yeah, analyze a little bit more and go for it.
Nice.
I try to.
Mhm.
Dawson, what you got? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, man. Set your dreams. I mean, make them big, and it's okay if they're scary. It could be a good thing, It's how it is, and hopefully, if you guys have listened to all four of us and our testimonies and everything that we went through, that night, hopefully, should give you guys some inspiration to try to do the same thing or any other avenue in the sport or outside of the sport. If you put the time in, you will get you will get out what you put into it. So yeah, it's pretty basic, man. And just always respect the martial arts. If you want to be successful in forms, CMX, like that has to be the priority. I mean, everyone's heard, the saying. I think Charlie Lee quoted it: "Flash is trash without the
Without the
basics." So
basics.
yeah, it's
All right,
like
Ben, ready?
those.
Oh, am I going to?
Yep.
Oh, of course. All right, I'll set my own timer. Ready, go.
Th-
Are you counting me down?
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Oh shoot, I'm trying to start my own timer. Okay. Make sure that, like all these guys said, set big goals, set attainable goals, set some things that might feel unreachable, but you're ready to work for them. Work for them, you'll get them. Put a timeline on your goals. It can be a little bit more broad, a little bit more up in the air, but set a timeline, get to work. Anything you set your mind to, you can do it. Have faith, believe, work hard, be kind to other people, and do great things.
That's it. Time.
Okay. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. This has been an absolute blast. Obviously, we'll probably end up doing another part 2 with you guys because you guys are great. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much to Sport Karate Zone and for Century Martial Arts for the continued support. Thank you to Jackson Rudolph. You're the man. Appreciate the platform. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, everybody who sent us questions. Like I said, maybe we'll get to answer some more of those questions later down the road as well. Thanks everybody for commenting, liking.
Yeah.
subscribe, do all the good stuff. And we appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Thank you guys. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Let's see. Oh, looks like we maybe can't end the stream. Looks like we have to keep going.
All right, guys. So the next question is top 5.
Well, that was a little anticlimactic.
So actually, let's see. What's next? Do you guys have other questions?
I can't.
had something.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, no. That's the one. You can go.
No, go. I was just like saying I have other questions, but I didn't have one.
Oh, no.
I have some, but I didn't choose one. Yeah.
I was just saying that there was something else I wanted to say, and I can't remember what it was.
I'll throw a quick one at you while I'm trying to figure this out. Favorite division in NASCAR? Ready to go?
Musical weapons.
Musical weapons.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a basic answer, but at the same time, it's just like when you go and you do the finals at night, it's basically a musical weapons division, right?
Yeah.
It's like during the day you have all the other divisions, but like if you win extreme, you're gonna do a musical weapon on stage. The only thing that would not be the same as like a musical weapon division is like if you do what I did this weekend, winning a creative division and had music on stage for that division. So I just can't trick, but at the same time, it's just like it comes down to the same thing. We do a weapons division. It's just music, weapon, and a lot of fun.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
all right, cool. I don't know why. I guess it's a little technical difficulty. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try something. It might drop the whole thing. We'll see. But appreciate you guys.
Ah!
Oh
no.
That's
okay.
That's
guys.
awkward.
All right. Well, guess what? The clean truth has been taken over by the Clean Sweep podcast. All right. You, me, Brumme, get it? Okay. So tonight's question of the night. If you had to stop every division you currently do, you cannot do any of the ones you're doing right now, and you can pick one division.
Bro,
what would it be?
the only option now is fighting.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no way. There's no way.
You heard it here first, folks. Esteban, Esteban, what do you weigh?
175.
175. Esteban's hopping in it. All right. One year at some local tournament we should pull up, and everybody's like, "Oh, what? Paul Mitchell's at this Promac tournament? Like, what's going on?" And then we're only there to fight. Paul Mitchell. That would be lit.
Yeah.
What did we say this weekend? It was like Team Fight C or Team Fight D?
Yeah, we're team C.
Paul Mitchell.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm getting a text from BJ. He's telling us to leave, so that may just be able to end the live. And so yeah. For those of you guys that are for those of you guys that are just tuning in or still in this live, thank you so much for coming out. Hopefully we don't have any other technical difficulties. So you guys have a good night. Take care. We'll see you in the next episode.
Oh, all right. Bye, guys.